My name is Cory Barlog, and I'm the director of God of War.
O poder dessa arma e de todas as outras vem daqui.
I started thinking about it in like May of 2013 before I came back, and I was prepping and kind of really digging into what would I do, doodling in the sketchbook kind of thing. It evolved very fast in the beginning. Maybe 6 months in, we really understood the mythology, understood the character journey that we wanted to go on. We were writing a script, and the first draft definitely was a realization of we're writing actually chapter 2, right? Which was a hard realization because I had to tell the writers, like, look, we're on the wrong path. This is cool, and everyone's feeling pretty good, and we got a pretty meaty script here, but it's the wrong story. Like, we set out to sort of tell the origin story of Kratos and Atreus' relationship, but we got caught up maybe in some other stuff. We need to pull back. We need to save this stuff, because maybe it'll be good in chapter 2, but it's not good right now. We gotta really dig deep and find what it is, the story about these two, and that was a rough time, because we really had to throw out some work and start over. It was, I think, the smartest decision we ever made. It gave rise to, I think, this great character study, right? And really whittling it down to just Kratos and Atreus and how their relationship progresses forward. So it has been a long journey. You know, you look at it as like the origin story of Kratos is the Greek era of the God of War games. But sort of the origin story of the middle-aged Kratos, right? This idea of like, what is an old god, you know, who's doomed to walk the earth forever? How does he struggle on, right? Like, how does he struggle on when he realizes the first thing he wanted to do in the first God of War game was jump off a cliff and kill himself, right? He's never going to get that, right? Like, that's the tragedy, the sort of Greek tragedy of all of it, is he's never going to get that. He is cursed. That's the curse that the Greek gods gave him, was he's never going to get to die. He doesn't get that release. And now he has to figure out, how does he live with all of this? He can't do the same things he has been doing, blaming everybody else and hoping somebody will wipe his memory and that'll make everything great. He has to deal with it. He has to process. He has to figure out how to make tomorrow better instead of complaining that yesterday was so terrible. Kratos, I think, is a great example of someone who is going to fail all the way through this game. But when he has a winning moment, a victory, right, when he's able to give his son a compliment, that feels so amazing, right? Because it feels like maybe in your own life these other things are possible that you thought were impossible. Ah, fantastic. Very good question. Very close to my heart on this one. God of War was, you know, in some ways it's a little bit to troll IMDb so that they have to figure out to put in a year after that. But big part of it is this is the inroad for everyone. If you've played God of War before, if you got an experience in God of War, you can play this game and you're going to know about who Kratos is. But if you've never played God of War, this is the perfect time to get involved. You don't have to feel like you got to play the previous games. This story stands on its own. It informs you of who he is and carries you through this journey, and hopefully it piques your curiosity to want to go back and play the other games if it is interesting to you. So it is most definitely meant to be a perfect on-ramp for anybody. We say 25 to 35. That's sort of the hours I'm saying, but I just talked to somebody, one of the systems guys, who just finished his 100% playthrough, which was every single thing in the entire game complete, and it took him 43 hours. And he basically had said, this is the best game I've ever played, right? And he had not played the game the whole time we've been making it. He was so focused on the little part that he was doing that he played through the entire thing, and he was just like, you know, this is literally the best thing that I've ever played. So I am very excited. The closest I've ever come to getting exactly what I want out of a game, and you've only scratched the surface with 2 hours, so I can't wait till April 20th. I can't wait to go, honestly, because I've only heard about sort of people's enthusiasm, so I'm looking for some time this year to go down maybe to Brazil Game Show or some sort of event, because I don't know how to explain it. I have to experience it firsthand. It sounds amazing. I want to meet as many Brazil fans as I possibly can, so hopefully we can make that happen this year.
Nada ficará em nosso caminho. De novo.